As a senior at Arizona State University and member of the Fashion Journalist Club and a technical writer, I'm well versed in the areas of multimedia writing, and you can be just as excellent with the help of the PSA. Today, I will introduce you to the PSA and talk about a project that I used it for. Using the PSA for technical writing instructions. Now, you may be wondering, what is the PSA? The PSA is a 5-step problem solving the approach that helps creative professionals develop and distribute your work. The first step of the process consists of planning, what the intended purpose of the project will be, who's the audience, and what the most effective move to communicate with the audience, and what the information or research you will need to gather to get started. The second part is researching the topic and aspects that are most important to understand and know your target audience. 3 is drafting the information that you've gathered in a feasible outline. Review is any errors, then redraft and revise, and also send your drafts to family or friends who can give a critical eye and their expertise. Distribute your work to the audience via particular medium chosen upon and follow up with them. How I used the PSA to develop and distribute a document. Here below is the technical set of writing instructions that I use. And this semester I had the opportunity to utilize the PSA while creating a set of instructions. The purpose of my technical instruction was to guide readers on how to build a fun pinwheel made out of pop-up stickies. During the rest of my presentation, I will use this as an example to show you how the PSA was used and was successful in it for this project. PSA Step 1, Plan. Always keep your audience in mind when making decisions about how you want to start creating your project. For example, this project was intended for young adult professionals in the corporate world, from early 20s and up, who had some free time and wanted to impress the cubicle mates with their fun, interactive pinwheel made of basic office supplies. Step 2, Research. My research for the project consisted of brainstorming a way to build something. Our expected assignment was using random modeling parts like Legos or everyday household items, but I had to avoid using any kit sets or materials that required permanently affixing parts. For me, my research consisted of playing around with my office supplies I found on my desk. For other technical documents, you may use the internet, books, or videos. But I began to play around with my office supplies. Being fond of sticky notes, I found that they could bend and fold in a peculiar way. After an hour of brainstorming and playing, I finally found a fun way to make something ordinary into extraordinary. PSA Step 3, Drafting. After creating the pinwheel, I did the steps and wrote the directions onto a Word document. I then took stills of the pinwheel in each step. After uploading these images to my Word document, I aligned and adjusted the document accordingly. Using photographs, adjustments and aligning, recording, and rereading the document. This is how I implemented my steps into the drafting process. PSA Step 4, Review. During the review process, I asked help of my classmates who reviewed the site and provided me feedback that aided me in adjustments or lucidity. I also showed an email to my 2 friends who I thought would be interested in learning how to make a pinwheel and to see if the directions were clear and direct. After taking my peers' advice, I edited and revised my draft to integrate their suggestions. PSA Step 5, Distribute. I distributed my final set of technical set of instructions to my professor. Afterwards, I posted it to my classmates and my LinkedIn account and my personal blog. How the PSA has helped me. As a writer, using the PSA is not only a logical way to approach a project, but an extremely helpful guide if you're unsure how to attack the writing process. By following the PSA, ideas are in order, feedback is given, and your work is in its best state, and of course embodies your creative spirit. I can now receive and take critique from my peers, critically think about my work, and now even be more attentive to detail than I ever was before. What did we learn today in class? We learned who is your target audience and keep your target audience in mind. We also learned that the expectations of your work and technical document, as the point been made, is it ambiguous? And does the point fulfill your audience's need? Also, where will they view your document? Thank you for viewing this, and I hope you now understand the importance of using the PSA in your documents and how it will assists you in creating concisely written documents that you and your audience will love and remember.